Temple Grandin was born August 29, 1947. No one knew how special Temple was and how this one little girl would take a stand for cattle and change the cattle industry forever. Temple was diagnosed with autism close to 2 years of age. During the close proximity of the time Temple was diagnosed with autism, a theory on refrigerated mothers was long thought of as the cause of autism. No one can really pinpoint who thought of the theory of refrigerated mothers in the first place. In 1942, Leo Kanner published a paper citing the cause of autism to be a cold and distant mother. Later on in 1949, he released another paper on refrigerated mothers, explaining the lack of warmth or affection toward the autistic child could make the case worse. After Leo Kanner's last paper, no one doubted that mothers caused autism, and that's when the term refrigerated mothers was born. Eustacia Cutler, Temple's mother, was one of the many mothers who were blamed for her child's autism because of this theory. But April 6, 1979, Donald Kantz, who was a journalist, wrote an article credited to Bernard Grimlin, who rejected the refrigerated mother theory and pronouncing it as just a myth. Doctors advised Eustacia to put Temple in an institution. The doctors said that Temple would not be able to talk or have a typical, normal life. Putting Temple in an institution would be the best, they said. Eustacia refused to give up on Temple. Eustacia brought Temple home and began teaching her how to speak and normal life lessons. Sometime in the year of 1951, at age 4, Temple began to speak. When Temple got older, she began to get really bad panic attacks, or throwing tantrums as she experienced sensory overload. Temple visited her Aunt Anne's ranch during the summer. Temple enjoyed spending her time with the animals. She also loved inventing. One of the inventions was an improved gate at the ranch, which the drivers would originally have to get out of the car to pull open. But with Temple's new invention using a pulley system, the driver didn't have to get out of the car to open the gate, which saved people time and became a great convenience for the ranch. This new invention earned the name the Magic Gate. While Temple spent her time taking care of the cattle, she saw some cattle handlers using a weird-looking machine called a cattle chute. The cattle handlers used it for calming the cattle while vaccinating the cow. The cattle chute closed on both sides of the animal, making it snug and safe. The machine gave the cow the sensation of calm, peace, and security. A little while after seeing the cattle chute, Temple had one of her panic attacks. Temple ran to the cattle chute and jumped inside. Temple told her aunt to close it on her. Reluctantly, Aunt Anne closed the chute, and a feeling of peace and security came over Temple. After her experience, Temple used the cattle chute for the rest of her time at the ranch. When Temple went back to school, she decided to make her own cattle chute. Temple called her new invention the squeeze machine. Temple made the machine out of extra plywood. At first, her roommate Jackie wasn't very sure about the idea of the machine, but after a while, people seemed to get used to Temple's machine. Temple used the machine throughout her learning. She graduated high school year at Hampshire School, 1966. Temple soon began Franklin Pierce College. 4 years later, Temple graduated Franklin Pierce College with a bachelor's degree in psychology, June 18, 1970. Temple started a job in the cow industry. Little did she know she was taking a stand for women in a man's world. The first thing Temple saw was a cow dip, ran by cattle handlers. A cow dip was used by cattle handlers to rid the cattle of pests and insects. The cow dip was inhumane, as more than 3 cows drowned each day when they used it. Temple learned to make a new and improved cow dip that was more gentle for the cattle. The first thing Temple did was getting on all fours and crawled through the chute leading into the cow dip. Her autism allowed her to see pictures in her head like the cattle would see it. Temple was able to see what found the cow. She saw shadows inside the chute coaxing over into the chute. She also found out that cattle wouldn't go into spots of sunlight. She noticed that the cattle liked going in circles because it helped them calm down. The ramp leading down to the original dip vat was slippery because it was made out of concrete covered in mud. The cattle were hesitant getting into the dip vat. There was a high chance that they would slip, go headfirst, and drown in the water. To improve the cow dip, Temple replaced the wooden fences with solid walls so there would be no spots of sunlight that would come through. She also told the cow handlers not to hang coats on the walls. Temple made the walls curved so the cattle wouldn't think they were going in circles, so they would calmly walk through the chute toward the dip. Temple replaced the ramp that was made out of concrete with cleared ramps so the cows wouldn't slip as much and there would be less of a chance of drowning. She added stairs leading from the dip vat so the cow would come out safe and clean. Temple visited a slaughterhouse. She saw how unclean, horrible, and inhumane it was. She wanted to recreate a whole new system from scratch. She was able to experiment her new design in her head because she saw design in her mind. Temple thinks in pictures. She even quotes, "I'm a visual thinker, not a language-based thinker. My brain is like Google for images."
Now, I'm a visual thinker, and it's literally like having pictures in your head. I think like Google for images, and everything I think about is in images.
With the help of a great picture-thinking mind, Temple was able to create the Stairway to Heaven, named after a popular song back then, Stairway to Heaven. This new setup allowed the cattle a more peaceful and less gruesome death, unlike the original. Temple has taken even greater stands for cattle as she teaches today at Colorado State University. Even big beef food industries like Tyson Foods and McDonald's today listen to Temple while she takes a stand for animal rights. Temple also takes stands not just in the cattle industry, but she takes a stand for individuals with autism. Because of the growth Temple has done in her life as an autistic woman, she encourages parents whose children who have been diagnosed with autism. She speaks at workshops to encourage parents and presents scientific data. Parents with autistic children are inspired by Temple, thinking if she can do it, then my child can do it.
This one mother that I met at that seminar, and we were talking about, I think she was from the Vail area, and her son was a year older than my son, and I was concerned about him getting his driver's license, and she said her son had gotten his driver's license, and that sticks out in my head as, because we knew if Temple Grandin could do it, then our kids could do it.
One mother, Hannah McMillan, talked about how Temple inspired her with her autistic son.
I think that a lot of parents of autistic children are very inspired by Temple because she's proof that you can have a full life, a productive life.
Temple proved that she could contribute to the world even if she was different. Temple quotes, "Different, not less." Temple today has turned her disability she was born with into the ability to take a stand for others.